Welcome back to the Geelong Cricket Show, and it's that time for the Quack of the Week award. Yes, our great little yellow duck, isn't he wonderful? And the man who sit up there, my friend, the man who gets the Duck Award this week and joins the elite club, Scott Lindsay from Geelong City, for your wonderful woof woof last weekend against Geelong West. Go the Rams. Let's look at the Geelong Cricket Association. And while I mentioned Geelong City and Geelong West, remember the first Saturday when they went out to Geelong Grammar School and it was claimed that there was no wicket made available for them? Incorrect. I've spoken to two authorities at the Geelong Grammar School. Geelong Grammar School, they prepared the Chapel Oval, the wicket on the Chapel Oval, for Geelong West and City to play on the first Saturday. In fact, the Geelong Grammar School boys had played on it on the Saturday morning. They'd covered the wicket after they'd finished it to allow Geelong West and City to play on it in the afternoon. Fellas, you went to the wrong oval. But anyway, this weekend, get your maps right out there at Geelong Grammar School. Tim Michell, a big weekend in Geelong Cricket Association. First playing fourth, second playing third. If we were playing finals in a Final Four competition, this would be the semi-finals. Grovedale take on North Geelong. Can the Grovedale Tigers maintain top position over the North Geelong Magpies?
Yeah, it's going to be a really, really interesting one to watch because Grovedale weren't all that convincing. Probably would have been knocked over last weekend against South Barwon. I think they were about 5 for 120 when they were saved by the rain. And Brad Hornstein said earlier in the week that he was a little bit obviously disappointed that they went off Clinton Ford bowling fantastically for South Barwon and pushing through a lot of overs in that game. So North Geelong are going to give themselves some chance considering the form line that Grovedale do carry in. But that form line does still suggest that even though they were a little bit fortuitous last weekend, they're still undefeated. So tipping against Grovedale would probably be a silly thing. And even though it's out at North Geelong, you have to go for other side sitting on top in Grovedale in that one.
We'll ask our special guests for their views. Harry, what do you reckon, Grovedale or North Geelong?
I think Grovedale over the last few years, Graham, have got the score on the board, so yes, I'd think Grovedale.
Paul?
Yeah, it's got to be Grovedale.
Got to be Grovedale. Well, St Joseph's in second place. David Morgan and his Chargers, and they are on the charge. Take on Bellpost Hill, up at Windy Hill at Bellpost Hill. Tim, it'll be a real battle for St Joseph's, but can they be good enough?
Certainly will be. I don't think they will be good enough this weekend. I really like what Bellpost Hill are doing. Some real quality in that side. I know I talk a lot about Alex Cairns, but his form's just been fantastic. He's been, for me, the player of the GCA season so far in fantastic touch. And if he can fire again against St Joseph's, the Joeys will go out there knowing that he's their big wicket. But there is a lot of talent in that Bellpost Hill side. If they can post a big score, going to be very tough to see. Joeys getting close. But then again, it's a battle of two real quality sides of the GCA and one that might go right down to the wire. And we're going to see certainly some very entertaining cricket, as long as the rain doesn't come again out there at Bellpost Hill.
And what you couldn't see, viewers, is that Sir Harold was aiming a left jab for Tim Mitchell's ribcage. Harry, St Joseph should be too strong?
I've got some inside information, Graham. David Morgan has really set the boys for this game. Over the past couple of years, we've won the games that we wanted to win at home, but our away record hasn't been real flash, so David and the boys are really geared up for this game out at Windy Hill, and given the fact that David's put so much importance on this, and he won't be happy about me telling this, that I think Joey's will win out there, even though I think Tim Sells made a good century last game. I think Joey's will be too strong, Graham.
Paul, are you prepared to go along with your partner?
Nope, not at all. No, Bellpost Hill's batting's too good for St Joey's bowling, I reckon.
Well, there's a division in the camp. Let's go out to Winter Reserve where East Belmont take on Geelong City, and Tim, East Belmont clinging on to sixth position, but they desperately need form.
Yeah, East Belmont are another side that probably feel they were a little bit robbed by the rain last week. They were in a pretty strong position, chasing only about 150 against St Joseph's, and would have given themselves every chance of... Oh, no, it was the other way around, sorry. What am I saying? East Belmont made 150 and St Joseph's were 2 for 32. Almost got myself in a muddle there, Graham. So they weren't actually in the strongest position, but they'll look to turn that form around against Geelong City, a side not in the most fantastic touch. I think East Belmont will get the points in that one.
You're one of your old-time teams, Paul?
Yes, East Belmont, got to love them.
Got to love them.
Got to love them.
What about you, Harry?
Yes, I think it's at home, isn't it, East Belmont?
Yes, at Winter Reserve.
I don't think they'll perform as they did in the last game against St Joey's, so yes, East Belmont at home, Graham.
The two Blues, Newtown and Chew, will make the trip down to South Barwon Reserve where they take on South Hornstein. Can the South Barwon boys continue their charge into the final six, Tim?
I think they will. It would have been a win last weekend, but they still are outside the top 6. South Barwon, a real chance for them to make a statement against a side that really are struggling in Newtown and Chilwell. Can't see them getting their first win on the board this weekend, and I think it'll be a big win for South Barwon and a chance for them to make a statement and push into that top 6 that they are so desperately want to be a part of.
Now, I've got no regrets whatsoever. I know who Paul Friend's going to pick.
Who's that? I don't.
The two Blues.
Oh, well, that's true. Yes, you've got to go for him.
You've got to go for him. What about you, Harry?
Graham, my heart says Newtown. They're my second side, but unfortunately they're just not clicking at the moment, and I think South Barwon very comfortably.
The Geelong West Rams, the reigning premiers at Western Oval, do battle against Leopold, and they are on the charge in towards the top 6. Can the boys under Shane Arthur continue their attack?
I think this is going to be probably the tightest game of the round. Two sides are desperate to get into that top 6, as you said, Graham. Leopold takes some good form through, having won last week, and I think they'll continue that on Leopold. Just got a feeling that they're going to be a little bit too strong for the reigning premiers. Geelong West still waiting to click. Shane Arthur probably one game away still from getting back into that Geelong West side and leading from the front with the bat. So I think Leopold are good enough to get the points in that one.
The Rams or the Lions, Harry?
In a word, the Lions, but the Rams with Sam Loftus and Glenn Tallarico, probably two of the premier players in the competition. If they both click, they'll give Leopold a good run for their money, Graham.
And maybe players you'd pick in your local side if you're playing WWA, if you're playing Lords of Cricket, wouldn't they, Paul?
You would. No, I've got to go with my old mate Sammy Loftus. We used to open the batting together down at, I think it was Geelong West Fourths when he was about 13 or 14 years old. So, Sammy, have a good day. I'm with you, mate.
And up at Hurst Reserve, it is Manifold Heights taking on the Lara Cats. Christopher John Bambury leading the batting brigade. Tim, Lara too strong?
Yeah, I think that's certainly going to be the case. Can't see any way through for Manifold here. It'd be a huge upset if they did end up getting a win against Lara. And I'll say it every week, Lara's got a lot of talent in that side. I think they're a real challenge and are going to be towards the end of the season. And they'll take another 6 points away from that game against Manifold over the next couple of weekends of action. And
to our special guest, the Lords of Cricket, Paul Friend. Who's your selection in that one?
No, it's got to be Lara.
Lara
Cats.
Be Lara. Harry?
And the Cats as well for me, Graham. I think they'll be just too strong, and I think they'll do it comfortably.
Don't forget that question that's been asked by Harry Vince and Paul Friend on www.lordsofcricket.com. You can win a board game if you can answer that question, is who is the top-rated player in the Dream Team player list on the website for Lords of Cricket. Thank you very much for being with us this morning, Paul and Harry. It's been great talking to you. Thanks very much to Tim Mitchell. And also, don't forget during the week, England versus Australia. It's a Tri-Nation series for cricketers with intellectual disabilities. And it's a game being played on Tuesday, the 8th day of December, between 11 a.m. and 5 p.m. down at the Geelong Cricket Ground. And Dougie Whitehand, all the best to you, mate. Hope you have a great weekend and a great game of cricket representing Australia yet again. Until next week on the Geelong Cricket Show, Rollo saying, catch ya.